Hello. It's that time of the life where I need to get some stuff done. And I'm sure you do too. Recently got back from traveling and haven't really totally reset our lives since then. I've got a mending pile to take care of, some jewelry to fix. I've got a little thrift flip I want to do. So this week, that's what we're going to tackle. We're going to get our lives together. It really does feel powerful to be this tall. Wonder what it feels like to be LeBron James. He's probably more like this tall, this tall. Anyways, before we do anything, I need to just kind of putter around the house and take an inventory. Make a little list of things that I see that need to be bettered in my areas. All right, come with me. The first thing is actually, it's right here. We used to have a bookshelf here that had like our records and our board games contained within, and we moved it upstairs. So now I need to figure out where all this stuff is gonna go. In the meantime, these are gonna go to the thrift store. These are not staying here. I actually don't know why they are here. These end tables actually came from our previous home, and some fun home lore about that is we moved from San Francisco to Ohio, kind of peak 2020. So we actually bought a house from San Francisco in Ohio without ever seeing it. And we asked the guys selling the house to us to leave the furniture, which was a win-win for them because they were downsizing. And they're like, okay. And we're like, okay. These end tables are from that house and they need to go. Currently, there's a lot of random stuff in my office. Stuff that we shoved in here during our trip so that friendly neighborhood house sitter wouldn't have to look at it. So that all needs to go somewhere. And also, we're gonna solve a big problem that's been haunting me forever. This corner of this room, why is this here? This corner of this room has been almost 100% unusable the entire time I've lived here. And we're gonna work towards fixing that this week in a very specific way. We're gonna put some shoe storage on this wall so that we can get all of this, all of that up there and hopefully clear this space out a little bit or a lot of it. That'll be fun. I've got a pile of jewelry here that I've been slowly collecting that needs to be fixed. Clasps broken, lengths adjusted. So we'll do that. And finally, well, not finally, but one of the other main things I want to do is I've had an idea for a t-shirt, a graphic t-shirt that I've wanted, and it's just been stuck in my craw and it doesn't exist. So I'm going to make it exist. I got a blank white tee. We'll tackle that later. All right, first, let's get dressed. While there's certainly some tidying up that I could do in this room, let's get dressed first. Y'all know recently I went on a trip, and for said trip I curated this cute little capsule wardrobe that I honestly didn't get a lot of use out of on the trip because I ended up being in the ocean like 95% of it, not complaining, but I'd love to wear one of the cute outfits I planned, and a lot of these pieces were thanks to thredUP, who is a sponsor of today's video. Thank you, thredUP. One of my favorite floaty summer pieces I found was this, hold on, wait for it, this transparent tie-up topper. It's actually a bridal piece, which I guess makes sense, huge bow, but I just wanted to use it as a little summer kind of cover-up to throw on in the evenings, maybe going out to grab a little drink, a little dinner. Can I tie this in a bow? We'll see. Look at that. We could finish it up with some little dress shorts to keep things prim and proper, maybe some flats, a little ketchup and mustard, or let's try some little slidey heels to make it a real evening look. Wait, I actually love this. Oop. Who's gonna take me out to paella in this outfit? I don't even like paella. I don't know why that's what popped into my head. This topper is from Park and Fifth with an estimated retail price of $245. I got it for $68.99. This is such a great example of the type of high quality, new with tags items you can find. Like, look, still got the tag with the original price, made in Canada. I also have another translucent piece. Got this sweet slip dress from BB, estimated retail price $127. I got it for $38.99. I've been loving wearing it over like a graphic tee and little bike shorts, but then edging it up a bit with my big stompy boots, and suddenly I'm an Amazonian goddess. Without the slip dress, it'd be a pretty basic look. We got the added texture, the little bee embroidery. So cute, I love it. And finally, I was looking for more of an event piece, and I've been loving this shirred texture recently. So when I saw this beautiful crimson dress from Maria Della Orden, I knew I had to add it to my Princess in a Silly Goofy Mood collection. High quality and so comfy. Estimated retail of $306. And I got it for $152.99. Wow. New items are being added to ThreadUp every day, so I've developed a couple little tips and tricks on how I like to find the kind of stuff that I like, and I'm going to share one with you now. There's tons of ways to filter on ThreadUp, and one of my favorite ways to do that is to look at the assorted brands. These are the items that maybe aren't well-known brands, that could be vintage, and I think this is where a lot of the treasure can be found. At least that's where I found some really cool stuff, like this vintage unbranded nightgown with little pearl buttons and embroidered flowers. It's old, there's no brand on here, but it's so beautiful, and I was able to find it by going into the assorted brand and then filtering for specific textures and colors and materials. So I looked up ruffles in the assorted brands and was able to find this cutie. I've done a lot of digging and I favorited a bunch of them, so if you use the link in my description, you can check out all of my favorites, and maybe it'll lead you down a fun ThreadUp rabbit hole of your own. So if you want to shop hundreds of brands for a fraction of the price, all in one place, then ThreadUp is the place for you. You can tap my link down below and use code Kathleen50 to shop all of my ThreadUp faves and get 50% off your first order, plus free shipping. Thank you, ThreadUp, for sponsoring this video. Let us continue with our dilly-dallying. The arugula adds a certain punch. Other than that, it's delicious. Changing around how or if I do makeup. And my most recent thing is just brows and bronzer. Brows and bronzer. Feels good for the summer. Although, by just wearing brows and bronzer, it doesn't really look like I'm wearing makeup. So last night, I think it was the first time in 15 years that I went to bed without taking my makeup off because I didn't realize I was wearing any. And then this morning, when I was rinsing my face, I was like, what is this? Why is my face so dirty? Why do I have a pimple? I'm so young, I'm so reckless. I feel like with the more mullet-y cut, my little polka dot dress and my big shoulders, I'm very 80s, early 90s today. I just thrifted this dress, it's St. John. Ooh. And all of the polka dots have fallen off on my butt. I don't know if you can see that. Maybe I can paint them back on. That's a thrift flip. All right, let's go fix some jewelry. I've got this little pile of jewelry over here that I've been collecting that is either broken and needs fixed, or it's like a charm that I want to put on a necklace or something. Regular earrings that I need to convert to be a clip-on. I've been playing around with the ideas of getting my ears pierced again, but also it sounds like a lot of work, and it's never gone well for me before. So for now, we will continue to convert all of our cute pierced earrings to cute clip-on earrings. Although I just looked through my jewelry making supplies and I can't find my clip-on converters. I know, riveting content. Let's start easy. This little thrifted necklace, the clasp popped off, so let's add a new one. Highly recommend getting yourself a little pair of pliers, a little set of jump rings, and lobster clasps. So that anytime your jewelry breaks, you can just fix it. No big deal. Lobster clasp. Wow, wasn't that easy? I don't even like this necklace that much, but hey, at least it works. Ah, biting me. Oh. One done. Second thing I want to do, I have this super cool witchy star pendant that I got from a garage sale. Ooh. But for some reason it has a really sharp little pointy guy on the back. I don't know if it used to be a pin maybe, or maybe it used to be an earring that they tried to solder off or something. But I need to crush that or get that off so I can actually wear this without being stabbed. Oh, that was easy. I think I just need some sandpaper. It worked. Yeah, I don't know if you're gonna be able to see this, but it used to be a little stabby, and now it's a little benign growth. I also realized that this tarnishing is not actually tarnishing, it's just dirt. So this could be a very shiny little star if we wanted it to be. I imagined it going on this long silver chain with this happy sun charm that one of y'all sent me. Thank you so much. Little star and moon and sun combo. That'd be cute. But I should probably soak it in some something first. Cool. All right, next we have this puffy silver heart that actually used to live with the sun on this chain until they got a divorce, aka the jump ring fell off of this and it fell off. So let's add one back. So funny. Most of these little broken bits of jewelry I've been holding on to for months, and it literally takes 10 seconds to fix. Now she is retachable. She's open for business. Cute. I also love how these sound together. They have the most like harmonious little bell tinkle. I think adding the star would be too much actually. Okay, next. I'm excited about this one. My friend Matt sent me this really cool can tab chonky necklace, also known as Gwarp on Instagram. Go check out Matt's art. It's very cool and awesome. Here's my idea for this. One, I'm gonna remove like 3 of these little segments just to make it a little shorter. And then I was thinking I might add little charms to some of these segments to make it a little jangly dangly. So I think I just need to use pliers to pull this last segment apart. Grab one of my big jump rings, bend these back into place. I don't know how Matt did it so cleanly and nicely. True skill. Too focused to turn off the camera, so you're just gonna have to watch me struggle for a second. Enjoy the schadenfreude, you sickos. Perfect. Now let's add some charms. We're gonna lean into the chonkiness, and I've got this big twirly pop little fairy charm. I've got this like silver heart buckle that we could turn into a charm. Let's see, at least one more. A couple of these little butterfly charm, whatever this is. Ooh, this is a fun little clip-on droplet charm. Got some pearls. Oh yeah. I also got these little lobster clasp charms from one of y'all. Thank you so much. I think they're gonna be really cute on this whimsical meets kind of brutalist composition. I love the idea of finding kind of mismatched, lost, pendants and charms and earrings to then mix onto necklaces. It's one of a kind. It's sustainable. Why can't I open this? Okay, it's a double plier moment. Oh, so strong. Moment of truth. Which way do you go? Oh, wait, that's awesome. I feel like I need to have like a graphic tee to really up the cool factor, but this is sweet. Oh my gosh. Wow. I kind of want to go put on a different outfit for my necklace. That's a normal thing to do, right? Okay, a little more cash. I love this so much. Let's finish off our jewelry mending with one more piece. I have, do I? Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. This sterling silver earring from Adataki, one of my favorite charm jewelry designers. I have a couple of her charms, and I really love this like vessel totem shape. But one, don't have my ears pierced, we know this. But 2, I really just wanted it for the charm. So we're gonna take it off the earring and put it on a necklace. Free will, love it. I do want to be quite delicate because these things ain't cheap. So I'd hate to damage it in some way. But it's just, looks like a little bent wire that I need to unbend to get it off. Steady. Boop. How cute. Isn't this too big? Oh, gold, darn it. Can I steal a jump ring, a smaller jump ring, from another item? Yes. Sweet. Showed you how the necklace turned out. I love it. Cool, huh? It's Excuse me. It's time to tackle all of this. I've been putting this off because there were a lot of spiders on it when we pulled it out of the shelving unit, and I've just needed a little time, a little distance away from that. But now I'm ready, and hopefully all the spiders crawled away. I don't want them. I like them. I like what spiders are all about. I just don't want to. I don't want to touch them, and I don't want them to touch me. So, is that too much to ask? Maybe. It was pretty good. Hello. I figured it's time to be outside. Outside time with the fam. Gosh, get your ball. It's rolling away. So one of the thrift... I don't know why thrift is so hard for me to say as someone who says it, probably more than the typical guy. One of the thrift flips that has been on my heart, on my mind recently, is a good old-fashioned protest tee. Graphic clothing, graphic design has been used forever in the art of protest. And I've been listening to the song recently. It's called Flying Cars by Antron Songs, which is basically just about how, as a kid, you're promised that the future will have flying cars, and our future has turned out to be a lot different. And one of the main lines is, "Where are the flying cars? I thought that I was promised flying cars." So I want to make a shirt that says either "Where are the flying cars?" or "I thought that I was promised flying cars" on it. It's just been stuck in my head for a long time, and I want to make it. I want to make it into a real thing. So got this little cream colored t-shirt I just thrifted, little single stitch jockey classic. I'm gonna end up cropping it, which is good because I can test out colors on the bottom and see how they're looking. So join me, won't you? Perhaps you'll thrift a shirt and craft your own message of social unrest. It's also a good opportunity to test out more of these fabric markers that I just picked up at a estate sale a couple weeks ago. I already have some, which are pretty cool colors, but these look kind of neon, which I'm into in a major way. You know, something I didn't realize until I was editing this video is that the estate sale that I got these fabric markers from, that home was owned by people who were really into social justice. There were protest flyers all over their home, pins from the 70s, 80s, 90s, all the way through now. These people had been so active in their community and cared so deeply, and it feels right that I would then use the fabric markers I got from them to make something similar, to continue the legacy. So things have been feeling pretty bleak, but that little nugget of, I guess, a through line, a hopeful through line, was helpful for me to think about, because we're standing on the shoulders of giants, and every little bit, every sign, every protest tee, every tough conversation matters. Good morning. Why did I come in here? Hold on. Awesome video production, Kathleen. Here we go. You may be pleased or disappointed to hear that my streak of waking up at 5:30 in the morning, I've officially been dethroned. Now we're rocking more like an 8 a.m., a 9 a.m., you know, normal hours. Some people might even consider that sleeping in. And you know what ruined my streak? I've been staying up too late, gaming by myself, gaming with my friends. We'll talk about that more in depth later, but I guess it's a good reason to be staying up too late, but I kind of miss the old me. This morning I have a couple goals and I have a prize at the end if I can get my stuff done. We're doing the clothing, mending, and hand washing this morning. I've got a bunch of clothes in this wicker basket that are all like hand wash, or I just need to basically clean the armpits because they're delicate. Some of these have been in here for I think like 2 years. I did this in a video I think maybe last summer, and some of the items I didn't do because I was like, can't be bothered, too tedious. I'm gonna do those today. Like I have 2 wrap dresses in here that I love. I hope they still fit. I'd be so sad if I've just left these in here to rot. 2 wrap dresses that I literally just need to clean the armpit. The deodorant stains off the armpits and steam them. What am I doing? And then as for mending, we've got, I think, only 2 or 3 pieces. 3 pieces. We're gonna be sewing a button back on. We're gonna be sewing some ripped seams closed. We're gonna be adding some hardware back on. All easy things. And if I get it done, I'm gonna go to the pool. I literally think about going to the pool and being in bodies of water every day. It's kind of like the screensaver of my brain. When my thoughts are empty, I'm just thinking about when's the next time I get to go swimming. So that's gonna get me going. I hope this doesn't take too long. Pool opens at 12. It is 10. I think we can do that. Oh, my shirt. That's also the final mending thing that we have to do. I love how the lettering turned out. I think it's very cool. We're gonna crop it a little bit. It's too long, and we're gonna do one of these. I might even just leave it raw. I mean, who cares, right? We began our mend sesh with my little patchwork flower pants. Still, I think probably the favorite thing I've ever made with y'all on this channel. Also, one of the first things I made with a sewing machine, thus the quality is lacking. There are some holes that have formed. I just need to stitch them back up. There's some that are pretty huge, like this, which is coincidentally right where a butt cheek might show through. Funny story. This winter, I went to the Home and Garden show in Columbus to say hi to Jenna Phipps, and Nick. They were presenting there, which was awesome, by the way. I was very impressed. Great presentation. When I went to go say hi, I wanted to wear my cute little handmade pants, but my cheek was definitely exposed to the frigid February air. So before I went, I did in fact tape close all of the holes with just Scotch tape. And then no one was the wiser. It was actually super cute at the like meet and greet where you got to say hi afterwards. Almost everyone in line was wearing like a handmade crochet or knitted or patchworked piece, which showed that a lot of people were OG Jenna Phipps fans, myself included. Anyways, it's time to finally fix these. It has been far too long. Oh, there's still some tape in here. You do what you gotta do, you know? Cheek exposure, just how I like it. Okay, maybe like 5% cheek exposure. Let's do the next one. Kind of perfect. Kind of perfect. Alright, our last little mend. I got this super sweet pierced tank top from Moschino. Whoa, fancy. For a steal, because it's missing some of the little pierced hardware. And as we know from earlier in this video, you can just add your own charms to stuff. It came with one extra one, so we'll put that back on. Let me find some other stuff to put on it. Worst case scenario, we can just do big hoops But it might be fun to add a little personality if we can. Like a pearl, perhaps? That could be really fun. This would be so easy to recreate. It looks like they folded it in places and then did a little stitch to keep it folded and then made a hole. It kind of looks like the edges are burned. Maybe they used a drill that singed the edges because it was high powered, perhaps. It's cool to see how things are made, you know? Alright, one added back in. Easy peasy. Just one more. I feel like a freaking hacker when I'm customizing jewelry. A jewelry hacker. Like I know something I shouldn't. Ah! Chaos reigns. Good enough. Cute. I like the little pearl accent. Not the customized Italian designer tank top. Okay. I got all my mending done. I think, right? I mean, that's everything that was in my basket. I already have my bathing suit on, so let's go to the freaking pool. Bye. New shoe rack. Who dis? So one of the projects I wanted to do this week was to get my shoe situation sorted, and this rack was supposed to go on that door. Alas, that door is simply too beefy, too hunky, too hulky. So this will have to do, and hopefully my shoes aren't too stinky for me while I'm sitting at my desk. So let's fix this. And while I do this menial task, I figured, I don't know if my pants are see-through or not. Don't tell me. We could talk about books and video games. I recently been posting on my Instagram stories that the games I've been playing, and I've gotten a couple messages that were like, I didn't know you were a gamer, girl. Since day one, baby. What's my strat here? What's my strat? Fancy shoes up top? Let's start there. Last night I started playing Date Everything, which is like a self-aware walking simulator, dating simulator about literally dating inanimate objects in your house. Like everything is dateable. I think there's 100 different characters to meet. And you know what? I appreciate the swing that they've taken. The writing's funny, all the different mechanics. Like each of the characters has a different way to get to know them. Almost like a mini game within the game, like 100 different ones. Oh, by the way, just thrifted these bad boys. Hello, with the sweat vent on the side. Yes, please. What was I saying? There was a lot of thought and love that went into that game, and I actually just listened to the episode of the Triple Click podcast where they had the creator of the game on to talk about how it was made. Really cool stuff. And if you like voice acting, like every voice actor you've ever heard of is in it, which is fun. It's very like internet culture-y. Like some of the characters are so deeply steeped in like meme lordage that it's a bit difficult to take seriously, but why would I take a game about dating inanimate objects seriously? My favorite character so far is the clock that looks like a cat, obviously. On the complete other side of the video game spectrum, I'm also playing Expedition 33. Basically, in a nutshell, there's an island of people, and every year this giant clock in the sky counts down a number, and we're currently on 33. And when it counts down, the people of that age, 33 years old, something bad happens to them. And it's all about these expeditions that are going across the sea to try and stop these terrible things from happening. And as someone who is 32, to turn 33, it feels like, am I 32? Yeah, it feels only correct that I play this game and feel very deeply affected by it, and I am. It's so beautiful. The graphics are beautiful. It almost has Annihilation energy, if you've read or seen Annihilation. Very absurd and surreal and dangerous. And Lune is my favorite character, and don't tell me anything about what happens or does not happen to her, okay? Okay, if you're playing any fun games, let me know. Fill me in. I feel like one of the bougier things that I do for myself is treat myself to Game Pass every month, and I love having hundreds of games that I can just play in an instant. And I figured out how to get my Game Pass to work on my Steam Deck, so it's just like an embarrassment of game riches. Let's see, for books, The Parable of the Sower just became available on my Libby. I put it on hold a couple weeks ago while I was reading Kindred, so I'm excited to start that. Still working on I Who Have Never Known Men. Last week I talked about how I had delved into the Throne of Glass series, so that's still happening. And yesterday when I went to the pool, it made me so happy to see how many people were there reading. Almost every adult that was not actively like swimming or taking care of a child had a book or a Kindle in their hands. And it got me thinking, like, are we replacing our addictive, like, scrolling habits with reading? Is that what we've been doing all along? But it was just interesting to look around and just see how many people were partaking in literature. Myself included. I just baked in the sun and read my book for like 4 hours. It was awesome. So many black pairs of shoes. No one can stop me. In my head, I had at least 100 pairs of shoes. And seeing this, I feel a little less shameful about my footwear habit. I feel like I have more scattered around the house that will eventually make their way here. But for now, fancy shoes. Workwear-ish. Loafers and flats. Casual shoes. Boots. That feels good. Okay, I think to finish things out, I need to get a little crafty energy out my body. We're gonna start a new crochet project. Oh! When I started crocheting, this is what I had in mind for my first project. And somehow that's not what I made as my first project. I'm not sure where the wires got crossed, but this is what I want to make now. A little shrug, a little mini top. Specifically, I want this to wear over like tank tops to just add a little extra visual interest during these dull dog days of summer where it's so hot that you don't want to be wearing too much clothing, but you also maybe don't want to look super boring. That's my thought process at least. So I'm gonna try making one today. And I've got this like chocolatey brown yarn, but I also have this purpley yarn that I think would be fun. I've tried embroidering with this yarn before and it's kind of annoying to work with. It's like sticky. It's not super smooth or slippery. So we'll see how it goes crocheting with it. But I think this color would be sweet. And let me see if I can find a tutorial of some sort, some learning material. I mean, so far so good. Got this little mesh pattern going. Yeah, the last thing I made was also made of mesh. It's the texture of the season because I say so. Anyways, I'm gonna keep working at this. I'll give you an update next week. I believe next week's video is going to be all about thrift flips specifically. I have 2 specifically in mind, but who knows what's gonna happen. I hope you're hanging in there all right. It sucks, period. It sucks. But it sucks specifically because I feel like more and more at the end of these videos, I feel the need to be like, how are we all doing okay? Are we all hanging in there? And the answer is no, a lot of the time. So I'll just leave you with I'm thinking of you, and thank you for spending time with me. And I hope watching this video brought you a little bit of comfort. Oftentimes when things are going awry in the world, when things are horrible, I feel sometimes a little paralyzed because I feel like things are happening around me that I have no control over, that I don't agree with. And so I try and stay grounded in, okay, what can I do literally right now? Like calling senators and sending emails. But I'm also trying to think of another way that maybe we can raise money as a community to take an actionable step towards a myriad of causes. So I'll keep thinking on that as the kind of facilitator of our corner of the internet. But feel free to let me know down in the comments how you are staying active in your communities, what steps you're taking, and maybe we can encourage each other and give each other some good ideas. Thank you in advance for all of your wonderful ideas and just for being here and offering support. It's always super helpful for me and for everybody else, I think. Let me know what you're reading, what you're watching, if you've also dated inanimate objects in a dating simulator. That's definitely a current favorite of mine. Speaking of favorites, if you'd like to peruse the favorites that I've curated and selected for you on ThreadUp, then please feel free to check out the link in my description. You can shop hundreds of brands for a fraction of the price, all in one place on ThreadUp. Thank you again, ThreadUp, for sponsoring this video. If you tap the link down below and use the code Kathleen50, you can get 50% off your first order and free shipping. I'm gonna keep working on this, thinking about my cat-shaped clock boyfriend, and I'll see you next week. Love ya. Bye.